Welcome to your social studies video for Thursday, April 16th. On this date in history, 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. wrote his letter from a Birmingham jail. It became one of the most important documents in our nation's history. All right, things I wanted to talk about for everybody today. Just as a reminder, I'm available on Google Meet from 1 to 2 o'clock every afternoon. The link is in the check-in question from Tuesday. So if you want to drop in, there are a couple people did that yesterday, answered some questions, just talked for a bit. Feel free to do that. It's a good time, good way to check in. On Wednesday's question about your island society and what rules you would create, I had some good answers. The most common ones by far were no murder, treat everyone with respect or treat everyone equally some way. And then there were a lot of you that wanted environmental protections as the first thing. So I thought that was pretty neat. Some of the interesting ones that I got besides that. L wants to make sure that there is no bedtime. So you can go and stay up as late as you want. Great idea. A few of you were the opposite and said there should be no rules. There should be anarchy. Fair enough. James wanted to make sure we have a secular nation. Catherine said no murder except when necessary. Catherine, who decides when the murder is necessary? I'm just curious. One of my favorites was Anna G. She said there's no money. Everybody should share. Maybe trading would be okay. Some sort of communal utopia, except that the punishment for not following the rules is getting your head cut off. So there is a mean streak there as well. But overall, very entertaining. Thank you. Government class. I have officially heard that we will not be giving the civics test this year. I won't be adding a whole lot to that. I still think it's important to know that stuff, so I might throw it in there just as another review. Basically, the way the projects were set up is that we've at least touched on all of the content that we need to for the year. So for the rest of the year, the last project was going to be a political action project where you chose a area that you're passionate about and tried to make a difference, but it's just really difficult to do without being together. So I don't think we're going to do that. I'm just going to post some, it'll be essentially review, but I'm going to try to find things that we maybe hit on, but we didn't hit on all the details. And so you get a little bit more thorough information on everything that we talked about. So some of it will seem like review, but it's important to get all those details that we missed. And it'll be a reading and then a quiz on Canvas, and I'll post one or two of those a week for the rest of the year. AP students, you should also still be studying for the test if you're still taking that. I did post some more information yesterday on an announcement, so look for that. Oh, and lastly, for government students, if you are behind on things, I'm not going to be posting any more assignments this week. I'm going to give you a chance to go ahead and get caught up. So please take that opportunity. Please do those article analysis. Please do everything else. Go back. If you haven't done anything from the past, go back and do that. I'm still accepting all that stuff. Make sure you get that in. We want to get you this credit for the year. World Civ, how you doing? I wanted to give a little bit of review and go over some of the things that were in that reading and the quiz that's due Friday on the movement toward democracy. So here's a few little tidbits and a preview of some of the quiz questions that you will see. In Indonesia, you need to know that that's a group of islands, which if you didn't know, a group of islands is called an archipelago. So that's going to be one of the questions. Sukarno, I know it's a little confusing. Suharto, Sukarno, the two different rulers that we talk about in Indonesia. Sukarno was a communist dictator, but he did not align with the Soviets and Eastern European communists. So make sure that you know that. Pakistan, East and West Pakistan were carved out, and they were two separate countries on each side of India, but they were supposed to be together. The problem is they were separated by geography. There were also different languages, different cultures, different ethnicities. So that's why it didn't last. And so East Pakistan became what is now Bangladesh. So that's all information that you need to know on the quiz. In Mexico, question about they got bailed out by other countries. So oil prices fell, different things. They had trouble economically. They went bankrupt essentially, and other countries gave them a loan to support them until they could get back on their feet. So that's what happened in Mexico. And there's a question about disturbing trends out of Mexico. A lot of the answers sound pretty good, but the most correct question, the most correct answer, I should say, that you're looking for is the increase in gang violence due to the drug cartels. So while the other ones might seem correct, the most disturbing trend is the violence due to the drug cartels. In Poland, you need to know that Pope John Paul II, or JP2 as I call him, visited, and he reminded them of that as humans they have their basic freedoms and rights. And so that's what helped them move past communism, one of the events that helped them move past communism. So you need to know that. And then lastly, you should know, among other things about South Africa, that apartheid was the system of oppression that was used there and finally gotten rid of in the 90s. That's all I got. That's not all the questions, so you do need to do the reading, but that's a preview to help you out. And for those of you who are taking the time to watch this, it'll help you out with some of those questions. U.S. history, I don't have a lot for you today. Just know that your first article analysis is due today on Thursday. So make sure you're finding an article from a reputable source. You're filling out the graphic organizer. Make sure you have 100 words on your summary, and make sure that I can tell you really thought about it and give me your opinion when it comes to your reflection on the article. Last thing I wanted to do, this is the tree, to get a sense of the scale of the tree that fell down that I showed you the other day. It's pretty massive. You couldn't really see that the other day, but here's the cool thing I wanted to show you. Can you see this? There are new trees growing out of the center of this dead tree. So, I mean, this is all rotten. You can see why it fell down, but this is really cool. I'm really hoping that these turn into something. It looks like there are even some buds up there. So it looks like it might turn into a thing. I want to see these little trees grow out of my big, humongous tree, because there's no way I'm cutting this thing down. I'm just going to leave it as it is. But I'll have to take care of all that stuff. But just wanted to show you that. I thought it was pretty cool. Take an opportunity while it's nice before it starts raining to come outside. That's all I got for today, guys. I miss you all. Please respond. I miss hearing from some of you guys. That's why I like talking about the questions, because I get to see your personality and stuff like that. So keep up the good work. Catch up on your work, and see you tomorrow.